Alright guys, I think the problem that I've been having with the Scag is that I just haven't challenged it enough. I've been cutting this real thin, foot-long stuff, and I just really haven't been putting the Scag through its paces. So we have a really beautiful 3-acre pasture up here filled with bluebonnets and wildflowers and a bunch of just really great native Texas grasses, Texas flowers. These species are really common in this area. So we hold off on cutting this grass, this really tall stuff, until the bluebonnets especially, but the bluebonnets, the Indian paintbrushes, the Indian blankets, all those go to seed, they dry up, they start dropping their little seed pods on the ground, and so we wait to mow it until that happens. Otherwise the flowers don't come back next year, so you have to wait a really long time. So no, I'm not just some grass hoarder that likes to let his grass grow up 3 feet tall before he cuts it. There's actually a purpose behind doing this, and this is one of the reasons why I bought the Scag this last year, because the mower that I had before this did not do a great job out here. So I'm going to pick on my neighbor a little bit. What happens is you get these gigantic clumps of grass that are just not really pretty at all whenever you use a mower that blade tip speed's too slow, or they just don't have a very big engine on these riding mowers. 19-20 horsepower is about max. So doing it with a riding mower is just not ideal. I have a riding mower, but even my other zero turn, I had a 54-inch Ariens that had a 24-horse residential grade engine on it. It wasn't that great. But here's what I'm talking about. So these little seed pods here, when you mow them, when they're dried out, when you mow them, they bust open and they drop all their little seeds in the grass, and then they reseed next year. So we get this gorgeous blanket, the carpet of wildflowers in our front pasture up here. Obviously, there aren't many left. You can see a couple little sprinkles of yellow flowers here and there, but most of the flowers are gone. It's the end of May. It's been dry, and they've all pretty much died. So once it gets hot, the flowers die. I did go ahead and cut the back half of the pasture the other day, but that was really wispy grass. Wasn't really all that thick. Didn't put the mower through the paces. But I mean, you can look down there and see that the mower is just covered up with grass. It's really going to challenge this thing. So I'm going to take a couple of different passes with this mower. I'm going to do one where the deck is at its very highest setting, the chute is open, and then I'll take another pass. I'll just drop the chute, leave it on the highest setting, and take another pass, relatively the same speed. I don't have GPS or a speedometer on the mower, so I won't really know what speed I'm doing, but I'm going to try to go roughly the same pace, and then I'm going to drop that deck down to about 3 inches and see, last year I would have to triple cut this. This, I think I'm going to probably be able to get away with double cutting it. I'm just guessing, just because the mower is that much better. But these, I'm going to go ahead and squat down here. These flowers right here are about waist high, and they've got really thick stems. And so I think we're really going to challenge this mower this time. So we'll see how well the Scag does. This corner right here is probably the thickest and tallest of everything out here. So this is what I'm going to mow first. I'm going to shoot this stuff and see what sort of results we get. I went ahead and cut the first one here with the chute open, highest setting. Still, you know, it definitely needs to be double cut, but I think one more pass will really clean that up. Looks okay. The second two stripes are going to be with the chute down. Not much of a change there, probably a little bit cleaner of a cut, surprisingly. I figured with the chute open it would discharge more grass and really let it get a better cut, but I don't think it did. I think it actually did better with the guard in the down position. So definitely safety first there. Kudos. And then dropped it down to a 3-inch, and it is a much more improved cut. There's still definitely a couple little mohawks that looks like where it slipped between the blades, but much cleaner, much more improved cut. So definitely going to go that route. Just drop it down to whatever setting I need and cut it from there. So I'm going to go ahead and keep cutting, and I'm going to show some of that GoPro footage in regular speed so that you can hear the engine, and it never bogs down. So quite impressed there as well. I think I'm going to have to start doing a Will It Mow series. You know, you've seen those Will It Blend videos on YouTube. Guy throws things like marbles and glass and cell phones, things like that in his blender to see if it'll blend. Well, I think I'm going to have to do a Will It Mow series. This thing is absolutely impressive. This Scag, man. For it to mow this 2 to 3 foot tall grass with such ease, it's mind-boggling how well it mows. And I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of clumps and a bunch of leftover stuff, but that's really everything that this thing has spit out. And I just I haven't had to, you know, double cut it. All this stuff, I mean, this stuff could really be raked up and baled. This is, you know, it's just spitting out this grass and has left a relatively good cut. So even just passing over it once. So. with exactly 10.8 hours on the hour meter, and I finished with exactly 1 hour more, 11.8 hours on the mower now. So I mowed this roughly 2 acres or 6 football fields in right at an hour, and that includes me setting up cameras and moving this stuff around. And I used a little over a quarter of a tank of fuel. I started this mow with a full tank, roughly a full tank of fuel, and I have just under 3/4 of a tank now. So it took me a quarter of a tank of fuel and 1 hour to mow roughly 2 acres or 6 football fields. So great fuel economy, especially considering the grass length and thickness that I was mowing. Great fuel economy, great time. 61 inches of cutting deck really does make this stuff fly by. So got all that mowed in right at an hour. So really proud with the machine. Again, did a great job. Got all this extra grass. I'm gonna have to go down to the barn and blow all this stuff off. This thing has just collected a bale of hay. So we're gonna get down to the barn. We're gonna blow the camera off, blow the deck off, get this thing cleaned up. But yeah, again, thoroughly impressed with everything that the Scag has been able to deal with, and just do it with alarming results.